Good evening. This is my student reflection video. Um, I am in my student teaching, and I believe my philosophy is about what I expected. I believe I have grown when it comes to fostering a positive learning environment. One thing I did notice in my student teaching is how students, especially middle school students, are very hard on themselves. I had a lot of students in the beginning tell me that they were dumb, they were stupid, they didn't know anything. And to change their perspective on themselves, I implemented a procedure in the classroom that anytime a student said something negatively about themselves to the class, I would ask them to stand up and say 3 positive things about themselves. This activity has really improved my students' view on themselves as well as others. I've noticed more positivity with students saying that they can do it, that they're willing to try. I tell my students, I always believe in them, and that not one student is the same as another student. Everyone is different. Every mold is different. Everybody learns differently. And as long as they're giving it their all and giving me their best, then I am there to support them. I always refer to the little meme I'd seen when I was working in one of the school districts. And the meme said, "Don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footprints on the moon." So I always refer that to my students, and so that's changed a lot of their thinking about themselves. I like to run my classroom. I try to be very personable with my students. I'm working on building the trust and respect with them, as well as giving them the trust and respect back. I welcome them to come up with suggestions. If we're in the middle of a lesson and they want to share a personal experience, we do that. I also like to share my personal experiences if it relates to the lesson. I've noticed that it helps them retain the information in the lesson a lot better. Let's see what else. As far as technology, I think technology for the most part is a good thing, but if not monitored, it can have negative impacts. In the classroom, we do have Chromebooks. We use Google Classroom. In other programs, we use a reading program called Amira, which helps with building their reading and creating an intervention based on each individualized student. And I like technology, but there are downfalls to it because many of my students, when it comes to taking an exam or assessment on the computer, freeze. So I am working with these students to become more comfortable with the computer and not to be so afraid of the computer. But I think for the most part, technology is an asset, as long as we can teach our students to be comfortable with technology, and as well as making sure that they're using it properly and being a good digital citizen on there. And sorry, I'm so nervous. So we are working with technology in the classroom. I am currently in a 4th grade classroom. So I try to use technology whenever possible. We do have the use of smart boards, iPads. So I think it's just a matter of exposing the students to it, getting them comfortable, but also teaching them the dangers of technology so that they can be safe, but yet academically successful.